Hey guys, what's going on? Sam Shady 207 bringing you a guide for Hero Showdown. We're going to talk about classes and races. Alright, let's get into it. So we got Warriors. 246 is the buff. Max buff is physical defense plus 100. HP plus 500. Applies just to Warriors, not to everybody. Decent. It's not bad. Gladiator, same thing. 246 adds 200% physical damage to both sides of the targets. One thing, gladiators can attack diagonal squares, which most units cannot that are melee. Knight's actually pretty strong. I think it's a little bit better than Warrior and Gladiator. 246 as well. At max, you apply 900 shield to all allies at the start. Magic damage taken is minus 30%, and it's to all your allies. It's not just the knights, so it can buff your entire team. Assassins, I'm yet to make any really good comps. 3 is pretty decent with some buffs, but to go 6 assassins, what you need to fill out a lineup just isn't that strong. But so 6 is critical strike chance plus 20%, critical strike damage plus 200%. It's to all assassins, it's not everybody. There's some counterplay. Assassins aren't as good as most other auto battlers I've found in my experience so far in this game. Hunters, I haven't messed around with too much myself. I haven't gone all the way to 6. So I'm yet to really find out how good it really is in the meta. But attack speed 70% and accuracy plus 30 to all allied hunters sounds like it can be pretty good. Pretty degenerate, but you need all 6. It targets the enemy with the lowest HP first. Some of that can be buggy sometimes, but it's worked out for the most part pretty well. So again, I think so far, Warrior, Gladiator, okay. Knights is pretty strong. Assassins, meh. Hunters, I'm not really sure yet. Wizard, 246 as well. Magic skill attack power plus 60% to all your allies, and they gain 2 MP on attack. Wizard sounds really good, is really good in most games. It's been trash in this so far. It really has. I've yet to make any Wizards comp work, and it's very expensive with very good items needed to make it even kind of work. So I'd stay away from Wizards for now. Summoner is probably the strongest in the game right now as far as classes go. 3 and 6, so 6 attack speed 50%, max HP 50% for all summons. Doesn't sound amazing, but summons are just really strong right now. It's really tough. It's overwhelming, especially when you get some mana regen and things on them. But right now, Summoner looks pretty strong. Support, 2, 3, 4. You can go into a lot of comps with 2 support, 3 support. You don't need the max buff here. The max buff is MP regen plus 20 and skill evasion plus 30%. But the plus 10 and 10%, plus 15 and 20% is actually pretty decent. Pang Pang. One of the better melee supports and CCs in the game. Druid. Now, Druid, I think, is an absolute must. Druid is unbelievably crucial, right? You only need 2 to get the 50% CC reduced cooldown, right? So any CC effects, any stuns are reduced by 50%, and this is for all your allies. Now, all you have to do is 10 gold for Rhea and 20 gold for Elder Druid. You have those 2 combos as 50%. You can pick it up late game. You can get it early. It's really crucial late game. It's not that crucial early game because the CCs aren't out of control yet. The third Hunter, who's also a Druid, rounded out to give you that 80% CC late game, can be kind of nice, but I find actually that the basic healing these 2 characters give you is better than even having her. Like, say you have this Hunter and the Druid, or Hunter and Rhea and not the Druid. I find it's actually better to have these first 2 cheaper ones together than it is to have one of these with the final Druid. Anyways, I think it's really good. I think you need to put it in every comp, at least 2 of them, maybe not 3, but the anti-CC in this game is just so crucial. It's the only way you stop carries is to CC them, and if your carries aren't getting CC'd, you don't have to spend money on items for the anti-CC weapons, etc. Put Druids in your lineup. Just do it. Technician. Alright, my personal favorite, my absolute go-to, my boy Otto the Otter, one of my favorite heroes. It's unique. It's just him. It's unequip all items from one hero for the first 8 seconds. It's pretty good. He's not great. He's super cute. He's an otter. He swings a club. He hits you in the face. Whatever. Divine Beast, same kind of thing. It's just a phoenix. Revives with 100% HP 8 seconds after death. Right, so you kill this thing. It forms a little egg. If you don't finish the egg off in 8 seconds, the phoenix comes back to life. Outlaws, actually pretty decent. Pretty strong. I don't think it's as strong right now as Summoners. Obviously are insane. I think you need a little bit of support and a little bit of Druids. You don't always need support, but you definitely need Druids in every lineup. Hunters, I'm not sure. Summoners the best. Wizards is trash. Assassins is pretty trash right now. Gladiators and Warriors you can make work, but I would say right now Outlaws are still, they could use some work. But anyways, Kinghorn is an absolute carry. You have a couple Beezle Boy and Rhino who are good tanks. Dorothy, who they nerfed pretty hard earlier. Flame, just absolutely a beast. You don't need all 6 of these guys to make it work. You could have a couple of them and just be kind of single target carries. But anyway, the max is basic attack adds 30 to 150 fixed damage. 10 to 50 is kind of meh. You kind of get outlaw too sometimes just by happenstance. If you go for 4 outlaws at 20 to 100, I think there's just better things to use. And you can buff them with items. So overall class, I would say right now, Summoner by far is the best. I think you need Druid in there. Support is really, really good. Wizards is trash. Assassins is kind of meh. Knights is a really good buff for all. And Hunter's kind of out there. I'm not sure. I haven't gone with 600. 70% attack speed sounds pretty good with 30 accuracy. Anyways, we're going to move on to races. Okay, now races, human. It doesn't give you any intrinsic value in the fight itself, but it allows you to purchase items cheaper. 10%, 30%, and the huge 50% discount bonus. So if you get next level and you really get into this game, you want to have humans on your bench, so in between you can swap the humans in, take advantage of the item discount when you want to purchase items, mostly late game. And you can buy a gem for 150. You can buy a 400, a gem slotted with a thing of pre-made. So you get attack speed and you get an Angel's Breath on the revive. Costs you only 200 instead of 400. Only 150 instead of 300. Only 50 instead of 100. I mean, it's almost like if you're not doing it, you're losing out. It's kind of min-maxing, but it's actually required. I kind of don't like that part of this game, to be honest with you. Anyways, moving on, Elf. Elf is pretty strong. You kind of get it intrinsically. You're not going for 6 Elves. It's not super overpowered in and of itself. But 2, 4, and 6, so at 2 it summons 1, 4 summons 2, 6 it summons 3. Elder Tree Spirits are basically treants that have the HP based off of your heroes. It's pretty strong. It can kind of soak up some of the damage. It's not necessarily a tank. It's okay. It's so-so. Oryx is the most broken class in the game. I'm sorry, race in the game by far. You only need to have 2 of them, like Barter and King, to carry, or Golosh and Barter, Golosh and King. The first melee orc, I can't think of his name right now. He's so-so. He's okay. But if you do happen to get 4 orcs, it's actually just broken. So HP below 50%, you increase their attack power by 300%. So their attack power at 2-star and 3-star gets insane. If you get a king at 3-star with his attack power raised, not to mention you put some items on him, Furious Assault, put some swords on him, raises his attack power, he can just get out of control. He can start 1-2-shotting people. Barter can as well. Orc just gets, I mean, you could have 1 hero left at 10 HP. Could be this king, and then he just starts one-shotting people. Evasion, one-shotting people, and all of a sudden he just 1v10'd. It's pretty gross. I think Orc actually needs a nerf. Goblin is just a single goblin that's assassin. You get 10 gold for victory anytime he's out in the field. And you get an additional 10 gold if he survives. So if you win, you get 10. If he survives, you get 20. I've done some degenerate stuff where you play like 2-3 assassin, like 2-3 goblins early, and you're just raking in 10, 20, 30 gold if you can get some wins on the AI, but that just doesn't work against human players, really. Wildborns was really, really, really strong. May have been the most broken thing early, and it got nerfed. I didn't play back then, but at 6, you get evasion of 120 to all your allied Wildborns, which sounds kind of ridiculous, and it is. 120, I think it used to be more. Might have been like 150. But still, even 2 and 4 at 40 and 80 evasion is still pretty good. There's some good characters in here. My boy Otto's in there. The Panda as well. We talked about the Phoenix earlier. Creature I haven't dabbled with too much, but I do like the idea of it. Basic attacks have 20, 35, or 50% chance to prevent healing at the max level. Seems pretty good. Flame is one of the best characters in the game. So is Valak. So is Zagan. So I think they're potential carries. So the fact that those carries are anti-healing, I think works pretty good as well. Not something you're going to kind of go for, just something you kind of fall into. On the side, Spirit, it's so-so. Again, wizards aren't that great. So all enemies receive plus 30% magic damage if you have 3 of them. It's just not that great because your DPS that uses the magic just doesn't carry you in this game enough. Undead is actually a really good counter to orcs, the few that I found so far. So they continue fighting for 2 or 3 seconds after death. If you're going against life stealing, going against life leeching, when you die and you get up and you continue to fight, they're not getting that life steal for you anymore. That is kind of nice, especially against orcs who have some life steal with them as well. It's not amazing, but it can work. There's not a great undeads. Really, they're kind of low tier units. Devils, probably the second best race other than orcs. Now, if you go orc and devil and you can make that work, I think that's probably the most broken combo other than gods, summoners, and supports right now. But we'll talk about meta combos later. I think Devils is very, very, very strong, and you don't notice it because it's kind of an odd set of 6 characters. So again, I think Oryx is by far the most powerful thing in the game. Devils is probably the second most powerful. So you get 20, 40, and at max level you get 80% of damage dealt as HP when attacking. So as long as you're attacking and you're not CC'd, you're getting 80% lifesteal intrinsically, or just 40% with even 4 of them is very, very, very good. Because 30% lifesteal is actually one of the gems. So 40% of 4 is pretty good. This wizard is pretty trash. She's not great. Beelzebub can be a tank. Nightmare is okay. So it's tough to get 6, but if you can get 4 orcs and 6 devils, GG, dude. Good luck next. Holy, I haven't messed around with too much myself. I see it a lot because a lot of humans are holy, kind of it just comes there. But gain 25% attack power upon death of holy heroes. So anytime your holy hero dies, all your allies get their attack power increased by 20%. So maybe like some holy frontline and then have them die and then just stack the attack power on orcs could work. I haven't really tried it. We're going to go to gods now. I did say orc and devil is kind of broken, and it's kind of a broken double combo. But gods is obviously probably one of the most powerful, if not the most as well, just because you have all 4 units are uniques. They're the 50 gold. They're like the strongest 1-star units, 2-star, 3-star, etc. With the most powerful abilities in the game. But you also have hardly any chance to get them until I think it's level 6, 7, and 8, and it's a really small chance unless you bring runes. So you almost never see them unless you bring your preload out until you get to a lot higher levels. It's something you can transition to late game, but usually not something you're going to bring unless you already have all your preload outs. But skill cooldown reduction of 40% at max, 15, 30, and 40% max to all your allies, which is just insane. Think about all this, the skill reduction cooldown of Scarlet, who's just popping off amazingly. Gustav, there's all kinds. You can just get constant CCs of the panda. You can just do ridiculous things. Ancients, it's okay. It's good. It's good for the wizards. The fact that you can get double wizard, double ancient off the first 2 wizards is actually pretty nice. This summoner is pretty good. Works with devils. Bard is so-so. Ancients are okay. Nothing great. I wouldn't go for them. Imperials, I've actually found is really strong, and not a lot of people have. Gone all the way to 4. Ember is a sick carry in this game. Valkyrie is as well. She's insane. You don't get her till late. Gustav, one of my favorite characters. I love him. He has an AoE cannon, which actually does magical damage, which is kind of weird. You can do some degenerate stuff with Scarlet and Gustav. Some insane double AoEs. But Shield is a really good tank as well. 4 Imperials, plus 40% attack power and plus 40% attack speed to all allies. For 6 seconds when an Imperial hero kills an enemy. So you get that first kill, you start to snowball, you get that 40% attack power and 40% of attack speed for all allies. Say Ember gets a 1-2 piece kill, Valkyrie's still going. You get that snowball effect, you can get a lot going, especially with Gustav. As he racks up some kills, it can get pretty insane. Now my personal favorite race, Machina, which does have auto the otter. You kind of see these you kind of see this theme right here. Kenzie really good as well. Anyways, there's 5 of them. You only get 4 max, so you don't even need every single one in the game to get the max buff. You only need 4. And its basic attacks have a 30% chance to stun an enemy for 2 seconds. So 10, 20, and 30% chance to stun an enemy, which is actually 30% doesn't sound like a huge chance, but every 1 in 3 attacks, and as you level these up and give them some attack speed specific items as well, so they're attacking a lot quicker, you can get an insane amount of stuns off, especially if you're facing orcs who really hate CC, assassins who really hate CC, anything that's high DPS that can get CC that's not striking you, especially melee and physical attack, really doesn't like to go against Machina. You only need 4 of them to get the max. You can make it work. 2 and 3 is still good, 10 and 20% chance, but you do some degenerate stuff when you have 4 of them. Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this guide. If you're just seeing this and you want to know what to play orcs, play devils, play gods. Do some memery with Machina if you want. If you want to go classes, I say you have to get Druid for the CC late game. Just do it. You only need 2 of them. The first 2 is super cheap. Get Druids. Support, really, really good. Summoner is probably the best class there is right now. And if you want to just have the best comp, I would say God, Summoner, Support, because you can make it happen. You get the gods late game. Orc Devil can come online a little bit earlier. Probably the second best strat right now. And there's some things to be said for Wildborns and Outlaws and doing some other stuff as well. But God, Summoner, Support, Orc Devil, god anything, boys. You 4-stack it, you do some degenerate bullshit. Anyways, come check me out. I'm live streaming this game now, usually 9 to 3. TT Sam Shady 207.